All right. Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the elder apostle, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right. Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Okay. You know, today we just gonna fill in the gaps that these IUIC idiots miss, okay? With this pastor, all right? He asked a real sincere question, and it has to allude with Daniel's, the 12th chapter, all right? So we just gonna start it from there, then we gonna let the spirit flow, all right?
This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the good prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
That's right. So the front part of that verse, right? It's going to be a time of trouble like never seen since there was a nation. What nation? The nation of Israel. All right. Somebody get the scripture. Jacob's trouble.
Right. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
That's right. So the day of tribulation will be great. All right. It's not going to be a light thing. All right. It's going to be lighter than not lighter than the previous times, but it's going to be way more heavier than the previous times that we was in captivity or coming out of captivity, so to speak, because this is what this is. This is coming out of captivity. All right, this time around.
And Daniel says a time like no other. It's going to make like slavery or the Great Depression, all these old wars look like a walk in the park. You know. Continue on back at Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
But he shall be saved out of it.
That's right. So you've seen it in Daniel's 12:1, okay? And the second part of the verse is talking about the redemption, the salvation part. And we're going to get to that part later. But now we're going to fill in the gaps of the sincere question of that pastor, okay? What's going to happen to the nation that never happened before, okay? And to what degree? I should put it like that. Because it's the same thing, nothing new is under the sun, but it's going to be held at a higher degree now. It's not going to be light, okay?
That's because now Esau has more technology available at his corner.
Yep. So you're going to let the brothers read from the 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Start there.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 5, and it says, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring a plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, the death, and destruction. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness."
Okay. So he counted off 5 things. Read those 5 things again.
And it says the sword, the famine, death, and destruction.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the sword. All right? The sword. Somebody give me that in my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Isaiah 34.
Isaiah
34.
And it started with the sword first, because the sword could be a gun, it could be a nuclear missile, you know. But these are the things that the Israelites are going to have to face. And according to World War III, because a lot of the Israelites are going to go over to World War III because they're fighting in this man's military. Okay, so read that one.
Isaiah 34 verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
That's right. So what is that? talking about Babylon the Great getting destroyed by a nuclear missile, that ICBM, because the sword that's bathed in heaven is that ICBM. It goes out the atmosphere of the earth, and then it comes down with precision on the target through the earth atmosphere. Okay, so that first thing that he said in 15 that was going to happen is surely going to happen, man.
That's right.
Okay, like the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it.
That's right.
Okay. Read the second thing.
And it says famine. You know?
A famine. Now somebody give me what is that? Isn't it Ezra 2? Which when it talks about the famine.
There's one in there.
If you got something,
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah, we just roll through it, bro.
All
Alright.
Roll through the spirit.
This is Isaiah 65 and 12. It says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer, and when I spake, you did not hear, and did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not.
Yeah.
You know?
So all the things that we're doing, right, or which the wicked is doing, the Lord is not pleased with it. Okay, so He's going to do mad damage to the nation of Israel and the other nations. Okay, for disannulling His words, man.
Right.
Okay.
And it says, therefore thus said the Lord of power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Yeah. So, alluding to that movie, you know what I'm saying? What's that? The Road.
The Road,
yeah.
Okay. When they didn't have nothing to eat, man, His servant shall eat, man. So that means that we're going to be out, gallivanting or being pilgrims upon the earth, like the scriptures say, and we're going to run across whatever food that the Lord give us, just like when He was in the time of Exodus. How the manna came down from the sky,
Right.
how He gave us pheasants at our feet, okay? How He led us the water to drink,
Right.
okay?
And if I may add, that's part of prophecy.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're on your watchtower and you're paying attention to the times, we know the cash, the society is about to is gonna crash. There's gonna be no import and output. And Esau is pretty much gonna control the food, and there's gonna be no supermarkets getting their daily delivery, the reproduction. So when all hell breaks loose, people are gonna be scattering looking for food. They're gonna that's one of the plagues that was also written in Matthew 24th chapter. Famines.
Right.
So that and the Lord's showing His hand through already Venezuela, Brazil.
Yep.
What else? I think Mexico. They all going through famine. Those are test runs that's coming to America.
Right.
And when there's no food, people are gonna go all out. Cannibalism's gonna come. People are gonna be going through each other's like neighbors and doors trying to
Right.
scatter for food.
We're going to get that.
And that's in Second Ezra as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
If I may just bring this
No,
out
right,
before
right,
that,
right,
it's
no.
just the Lord works with judgment, and one of those swords also is the famine, as written in Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
That's right. So being hungry is a different type of punishment.
Plague, right?
It's a different plague. You know what I'm saying? Because it says that when you're hungry, it drives you to near madness. Okay, and that's how cannibalism is going to take place. All right, because these people they don't know how to not say fast, but they don't know how to go without foods for a period of time.
You gotta think like America. The Americans are taught to have 3 meals a day,
Yeah.
which the Lord just says, "Hey, get your daily bread and be satisfied."
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta come out like the brother was saying. They're not used to fasting. They're not used to
Not having-
suffering
Yeah.
their the affliction of the flesh.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when all hell breaks loose, hey man, they're gonna start eating each other, eating their old children.
That's it.
Some of these kids are born just to be eaten. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it says, woe unto them that give suck in those days.
Come.
All right, and the example that you got of that is the King David. You know what I'm saying? When he had to make the decision. You know, not that part, but the siege.
Yeah.
During the siege, they was eating each other kids, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, when you get that second Ezra, I know you called it out. You still got that second?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
sedition, right? You're talking about all
Yeah,
men
yeah.
should go to another house.
Sedition amongst men.
You got it?
You got it? I got it.
You go ahead, bring that, brother.
Second Ezra, 16 verse, start of,
No, 15.
you said 15? Or
Yeah,
16?
15.
Sedition amongst men.
Yeah, start chapter 15, verse
16.
16.
Good.
Matter of fact, 15. You want me to bring it out?
Bring it up, bring it up.
All right,
Bring it
yeah.
up, bring it
Start
up.
at 15. 15.
This is on 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and evading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor prince, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power."
And we see that daily. You know, there's sedition among men, uproars and protests and uprises of the government. You know, the people going against the higher power, let's just say, of the political system. You know. Continue.
Yeah. And it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able."
And that's ultimately.
And that's coming up.
Yeah, come.
That part is coming up. It's coming up soon with this national ID card, man. All right, the way that they're going to get people to take this national ID card is the same way that they get those heathens over there in India to take their national ID card, which is called an ADHID card. Okay, they're going to link this card to your cell phone, right? It's going to be linked to your bank account, and it's going to be linked to transportation. Okay, why do you think they're going to do away with all these passes? Okay, to get on transportation, they're going to make it one pass, and it's going to be a part of that national ID card. That national ID card is going to have that chip on it, man.
And now ultimately they're gonna force martial law. People are gonna have curfews. They ain't gonna be traveling like it reads. A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able to.
Come.
There gonna be checkpoints and all that.
If I might add something too, Esau gonna know your every move. That's what's gonna be a time of good trouble because you won't be able to do anything on your own. You know?
Exactly. And then you can't forget that the UN is here. That's a part of the sword itself.
That's right.
Okay? They just need one more real great false flag attack, man. And you're gonna see what the UN is for. Because when the hell has Esau ever given them about fucking niggas killing niggas?
Right.
That's bullshit, man. That just was a reason to get them into play, man.
Right.
To get that standing army activated, man. And it's here. You know, a couple of months before that brother Malcolm has said that it was a troop that came in there into his dojo, and he fought with him. And he said that Edomite was holding back, man. He knew more than what he knew. Okay? And he said, I just felt like that was some type of like Gurkha troop or some type of troop, period.
Yeah.
That came in there to see what do they know. Let's see what they know in their little dojo over here. You know?
That's something we have to prepare for.
Yeah.
Continue on, bro.
Yeah.
You want verse 19? No, verse 18 is a lot.
And
You can start at 17 again.
17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation."
For lack of bread. You know, that's that famine. So, you know, people, when they can't feed their families or their kids, you know, they fuck it. All rules is off.
All bets.
All bets is off the water. You know, brothers who probably grew up, not brothers, but people that grew up with or best friends or were neighbors, they're gonna disregard that. Oh, we had barbecues together. We celebrate.
We shared beers. You know,
Yeah.
our family went on outings together.
Yeah, they're gonna put that all aside. It's like, you know what?
Put down.
It's gonna be a dog eat dog world, and that's gonna be because of lack of bread.
Right.
You know.
That's why the scripture says that when you read the upper verse, it says that the course of their actions shall stand in their power. take manners into their own hands. You know.
Gonna be every man for themselves.
Yeah, come. And I said that's the great tribulation. So that was one of the swords one of the plagues the brother was alluding to.
Yeah.
Come.
So you got the nuclear weapon, you got the gun,
Also
Okay.
said what death and destruction.
destruction. Yeah.
And all that could lead is gonna lead to that. You know what I'm saying?
It's pointing in that direction already.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I got
If you got something, just bring it up.
Second Ezra 16 verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Kind of that burning wrath, that great multitude. That's those troops. You know, they're gonna send. They're gonna be looking for those that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They want to force them and send them to their prisons or their FEMA camps. You know, because ultimately they can't deal. You know, they're afraid of the elect. They don't know who the elect is, so they know they're gonna get spiritual power. So they're gonna try to find ways to put us in prisons, find ways to get us under their submission.
That's right.
You know, ultimately they're gonna want us to fall in submission of their RFID chip. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the verse says.
Come.
Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and reproach and trodden under foot.
You see?
Verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, spare none, but still spoiling and destroy those that fear the Lord.
And so these troops are going to be going through every major city that most Israelites dwell. And they're going to be sparing none. You know, they're going to be killing. They might just kill on sight. They'll be breaking through people's houses while they're dead asleep. You know what I'm saying? And capturing them. Or whether killing them.
Or take them to concentration camp to torture them. You know.
Yeah, come on. This is the times we're living in. You know?
Yeah, and also too, they coming for you, the tribes, the Israelites, because they know, just like it says in Revelation 12:12, the devil knowing that he has but a short time.
Yeah.
You know? So he's gonna try to take as many as possible with him.
Yeah. You got more on that?
Yeah, let me finish verse 72. For they shall waste and take away the good and cast them out of the house. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
You gotta understand, these troops are also gonna be looking for food. They're gonna be taking other people's stuff, and they're gonna be killed on sight.
Well, you know, it's already laws passed on the books that says when it's a time of war, your car can be confiscated, water can be confiscated, your house, your land.
They can make a base out of
It's,
your
it's the
house.
same thing that happened in World War II. You know, same thing. If the Nazis came through, what did they do? They took all your shit, man. And if they was a nice house, they set up headquarters there. They dropped the SS flag in the front, and that's where the headquarters was at. So what do you think is going to happen when the UN troops come through? They're going to do the same shit, man. Then I want to read Revelations 2 and 10. I don't know if you finished it.
If I may add something too, if you have a beautiful daughter, they're gonna take it. They're gonna take her.
Yeah.
Or a beautiful wife, they're gonna
They're going to ravish
They're
her.
gonna ravish her.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that.
And if I may add, not your money is not gonna be able to save you.
We're going to get that
Yeah,
too,
that's
because
Isaiah
that's a
13,
part of it.
13.
Right?
Yeah,
That's a
come.
part of all the great tribulations, man. Like the sincere pastor was absent. These fucking dummies, man, that didn't want to go farther than it's just have fun, and then you know you're gonna get beamed up and be with the Lord, and then you're in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
What kind of shit is that?
Right. I mean, but the scriptures tell you that they should be like madmen, sparing no one, man.
Yeah.
And when you watch that movie, Bushwick, right?
Yeah.
It shows you, man, all the chaos, confusion. You don't know, people don't know what the hell is going on, but you know the men of the Lord does, you know. That's why the scripture says, prepare thy soul for temptation when you come serve the Lord, because this is the training camp that's leading you up to these times that we in, man. Days of struggle.
That's right, bro.
Let me continue. Verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
That's it.
He's talking to the elect. You know, he's gonna deliver the elect of Israel.
Mhm.
You know, some have to be martyrs. Some might have to get caught and sent to the FEMA camps. But and the Lord will put the spirit, either to give them spiritual powers to break out, or whether to die honorable like the Maccabees.
That's right,
You
brother.
know what I'm saying?
Verse 75, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandment and precept, saith the Lord power. Let not your sin weigh you down, and let not your iniquity lift up themselves.
Yeah, that's enough right there. That's just showing that, you know, the Lord's gonna take care of his servant.
And that's another thing that's going to be happening too. You're going to see the Lord actually do his works for the men of the Lord, man. This brother's going to get accounts after when I read Revelation 2 and 10, and it says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prisons, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay? Verse 11, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. All right? And that goes into the second part of verse 1 of Daniel 12, okay? But just going back to this right here, some of those things, those spiritual powers and some of those miracles that's going to happen, is one of them is being freed from prison, man. You know, and like this brother got that account with Peter, which he's about to read. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to be happening in those days. You already know we're going to eat because the Lord said He's going to provide.
Yeah, so we shall eat.
Yeah, we got to find that scripture where it says that the birds worry not.
That's Matthew.
Yeah, get that to account with that. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the things that's going to happen, man. And you got to see it all spiritually. All right? We're not going into this thing blind and shaking in our boots. Yeah, we're going to be scared, but we're not going to be out of our wits, man.
That's why it says wisdom and
Knowledge
knowledge shall be the stability of
that
the time.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
So it all plays together, man. The more you know with these scriptures, the more you grow with these scriptures, the Lord is He's going to put that wing over you, man.
The comforter.
It's the comforter. He's going to look out for you. That's like this scripture in Revelation that said. You got that account?
Count there. This is Acts chapter 12, verse 1. It says, now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded forward or further to take Peter also.
Yeah. So Herod was an Edomite king ruling over Jerusalem. Okay? And he looked like a Israelite because his mom was dark complexion.
He was a tear.
He was a Ted. Okay? But he seen that they loved the blood of the prophets. And then he continued in doing so, destroying the prophets.
Right.
Okay?
And it says, and there were the days of unleavened bread. So another Passover. And he says, when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the fourth quaternion and of soldiers to keep him, and intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. And it says, Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayers was made without ceasing of the church unto Yahweh for him. And it says, when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison.
That's right.
And behold, the angel of the Lord came unto him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, arise quickly. And his chains fell off his hands. You know?
Yeah. So long story short, man, that was a work that the Lord did. He sent his angel to free Peter.
That's right.
Okay? Why? Because Peter was the rock that the faith was built on. Okay? So going back to what it says in Revelations 2 and 10, okay, you got to be faithful unto death, man. Because that's what was going to happen to Peter. Okay, right after the Passover, Herod was going to bring them out and slew them. Okay,
Yahushua.
yeah.
You just said Peter.
Look,
Yahushua.
Yahushua, no, Peter.
Peter, you talking about
Peter,
on this one.
in this account right here,
Oh,
he
okay.
was going. Herod was going to kill him just like he killed
Oh,
James.
okay, that's what you mean. That's what you
You
mean.
get what I'm saying?
No, that's what
He was going to do that
Okay,
after the Passover was over with.
Yeah,
He was going to bring him up and use him as a gimmick and say, "Look, I killed another prophet."
yeah.
You know,
And we know in the scriptures it says, you know, this is written for our learning, knowing that in these times, and when he read in our Revelations 2:10 that some of us that's gonna have to face prison time.
yeah,
You know, and the faith of the Lord
and face death.
and
also.
or face death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Maccabees, but having faith until the end, the Lord's gonna give us a crown.
Yeah.
He might potentially give us the spiritual powers. Whoever's caught up in the FEMA camps to break out, kill all those guards, and save those elect. That needs to be saved. Or he just put the spirit in you to take all that torture or not even worry about the death, because you know in these
I won
scriptures
already.
you're gonna come back. And it says what the first shall rise.
Right, that's dead.
The first that dips that shall rise is Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
So, I got a quick question, bro.
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus 4 verse 28. You read, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
Come,
That's right. That's plain. That's plain.
come.
See, so when that pastor was asking sincere questions, why come Nate didn't get down in the scriptures like this, man?
Right.
Because this is what he wanted to hear. How are we going to be protected in this time of Jacob's trouble? That's what he said. What does it pertain to? What does it hold? What does that mean?
Yeah. Ultimately, we know the elders and apostles on down, the brothers on down from our great millstone. We teaching these scriptures with 100% truth,
Yeah.
and we warning the people. See, the thing about Nate and these other false Israelites and even pastors, they're not warning the people about the day of judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know, so they're not going to be prepared. That's why when it says the Lord shall come in a thief in the night, you know, the day of his judgment is at hand. And it said the Lord, the vengeance is his.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like we know when the Lord comes, we're gonna have to go before he comes. We're gonna go through all these calamities. We're gonna go through these plagues, and that's why the brothers bringing out scriptures. You know, fight for the truth, because that's what we're doing now. We're standing bold as a lion out in front of our oppressors,
That's right.
doing the work on the highways and byways, because we firmly believe in the Yahweh Shah, and we fear him. We're fighting for him right now. So he's gonna fight for us. We're building our spiritual bank accounts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So all these other people that's following after Nate or following after Johanna or anybody else, they're not fighting for the Lord.
Right.
Yeah, they're fighting to keep Babylon going.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable, and that's why it says 2/3 got to be destroyed.
That's right, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I think that's good. Zechariah
Yeah.
12, verse 8.
And that's prophecy.
Yeah.
Again, this is all about prophecy. The elders, Elder Apostle Tahar deemed this year as the spirit of prophecy, 2018. You know, so it's going to be in a rapid, rate,
Constant.
constantly. And Passover's coming up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be a heavy spirit. You know what I mean?
If I may add something too, bro. We love our people, man, but our people they have to fall to God in the matrix. They cannot they cannot come out of the matrix. So the only solution is they have to be to death.
Come.
It's not about one man, it's about a nation. You know?
And death will purify you.
Aye, come,
You know?
come.
By blood will purify you.
Zechariah 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And now,
Want to break that down?
Yeah. Right. Read it again for me.
Zechariah 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Yeah, that's the 2/3.
Time.
Okay, in the midst of Babylon. All right, they're going to be cut off and killed, not only in Babylon the Great, but also abroad in other nations too. Okay, all over the world. All right, so 2 parts therein, which is the whole world. Okay, that shall be cut off, and those are our people.
The
It's not
world of
talking
Israel.
about-
Yeah,
and no other nations, our people. That's what it's talking about. Of course, those other people in the other nations, they're going to be cut off too. But the Lord, like he said, he don't care about. They like drop from the spittle,
They spit over
they're a
the
bucket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't weigh nothing on the balance. They like dust on the balance.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
They already got
So,
judgment. pretty much.
Their
Come.
judgment is already there,
Sit.
and they're an inheritance for Israel. Salaki brothers.
Come. Verse. But the third shall be left therein. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined.
Yeah, so he's talking about the 1/3 elect. Okay, he's gonna bring them through the hard times and tribulations, just like it said in Revelations 2:10, just like it said in that scripture that you was reading.
Second Ezra.
No, the one with Peter's, because he brought him through the
Oh,
fire.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just saying as an example, he carried them. Okay, because of the faith that they had. That's what he did.
That's come. And that's how you get purified of your sin through,
Yeah.
through trials and tribulation. You know.
And that's
Purge
what
of-
that's
yep.
what the time of Jacob's trouble is.
Come.
Right.
It's a period of the Most High getting rid of
Rid
the
of.
2/3 that he doesn't
Yeah.
want. You know.
The ones that don't use his name, the ones that don't have faith in him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay,
The one that rejected him from the foundation of the world.
from the beginning.
From the
Yeah.
beginning. Verse and we find them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, yeah, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai is my power.
You said they would call on my name.
Yeah.
That's the name, you know. It says in the Apocrypha, I believe in the Ecclesiastes, it says the elect shall praise his holy name.
Mhm.
So, again, IUIC, Nasty Nate Satan, the reprobate,
Right.
you know, he's teaching in Most High, Jesus Christ. That's not the elect. That's not the name that the elect is praising.
Right.
You know, we're praising the pure Hebrew,
Right.
the Paleo Hebrew, the holy tongue, the Lashwan
Lashwan
Hadash.
Hadash.
The water, brother.
I got a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes 36 and 2. It says, gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Okay? So all the elect of Israel is going to have a watchful eye on them from Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, man, in that time of Jacob's trouble. While the wicked is going to be getting slew all around you. Okay? They're going to be getting laid flat. They're going to be put into concentration camps and just killed. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be heinous things happening, man. As it alluded to in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right.
I got a precept on this.
Go ahead.